Hey everyone, for the past few months, we've been watching the inflation numbers coming in and talking about how that will impact your monthly Social Security benefit in 2022. So far, things are pointing to a big increase. Now, this certainly isn't final because the numbers that actually count towards the final increase haven't even been released, but we can look at where things are heading and know that unless something strange happens, the inflation numbers are pointing towards a large increase in Social Security benefits for 2022. But this is still fluid, so if you want to stay up to date on this as things change, you need to subscribe if you haven't already and click that notifications bell, and that way you'll be notified when I release a new video. So let me give you some context here so this will make more sense. The annual cost of living adjustment is tied to a measurement of inflation known as the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, simply known as the CPI. This is the measurement they've used since 1975, but lately there's been a push to move to another measurement known as the CPIE, and I'll cover that in just a moment. So the way this annual increase is determined is based on the third quarter reading from the CPIW. So they look at the average from the months of July, August, and September in the current year and compare it to the average from the prior year. And if there's an increase year over year, the percentage of that increase is the amount by which Social Security benefits are increased. So it's important to understand that the months we're talking about here in this video don't even count towards the final increase. So every month, the Bureau of Labor Statistics releases the monthly inflation numbers for the prior month. So what's got everybody excited about a big cost of living adjustment in 2022 are the increases we've seen so far in the year and the expectation that these will continue into the third quarter. But there is no guarantee that will happen. Now, if you look back at prior years, the months of April, May, and June have been an excellent indicator of how things will go in the third quarter. But if the past 2 years have proven anything, we know that the unexpected can happen. So if we look at the CPIW on a monthly basis since the first of the year and compare it to the same month in the year prior, we see that the month of January increased 1.57%. Then in February, it increased 1.95%. It picked up in March with an increase of 3.01. It really accelerated in April with an increase of 4.7. And then May blew past expectations with an increase of 5.65%. And then we have the month of June that was just released today. That's July 13th for those of you watching in the days after I released this video. Year over year, we have an increase of 6.12% as compared to June of last year. Again, this month's data doesn't even really count towards the final number, but needless to say, it does seem like the trend is pointing towards a massive increase in Social Security benefits. However, things could cool down too. Here's an example. If things cool down and the next 3 months are the same as they were in the first quarter, January, February, and March, the COLA would only be 2.17%. Now, ultimately, these are crazy times and inflation can be volatile. And while history does support these inflationary numbers continuing into the third quarter, I wouldn't start spinning that raise until we see the final release of the quarter 3 numbers. Now, these high numbers do bring something else into focus, the CPIE. This is the measurement of inflation that's been pushed for years as a much better alternative for increases than the CPIW. It's meant to more closely track the expenses of a retired person, and over the past several years, it would have led to a cost of living adjustment of about 0.27% higher than the way it's currently measured with the CPIW. Now, that doesn't sound like much, but with the effect of compounding, that certainly adds up over time. But how is it doing this year? Well, we don't yet have the data for the June CPIE yet, but through May, it's lagging the currently used version, the CPIW, by 0.63%. And so if we were using the CPIE, there would be a lot of people who wouldn't be very happy right now. So we're going to stay on top of this as it develops. And if you want to keep up with the changes too, be sure you're subscribed and have those notifications turned on. Thanks for watching.